welcome on in, everybody, to the Aegis Rolldown podcast. I am the Real Honey Bear with Lorence, the everyday guest. We typically, if you've never been here, we do have a sponsorship for all of our episodes. This week, we don't have a sponsorship. So if you are in chat currently watching this live, and you want to sponsor this episode, please let me know. I'll happily get a sponsor halfway through the episode. Shout out your sponsorships, and we'll pick one that fits. So, but welcome on in, everybody. Great to have you guys here. The Aegis Rolldown podcast. We talk about all things Aegis. We work with Aegis TFT mainly, but we dabble in a few other things Aegis as well. If you guys have never seen this live, drop in chat. Any questions that you may have, you can ask Lorence about anything. You can ask me about anything AML, ACL, weeklies, anime, because we'll dive into anime because that's like our big thing in life.
That's what we do.
Absolutely. If we're not doing TFT, we're watching anime. So we'll chat about that. If you guys have any questions, drop them in there. We'll answer it at the end. But guys, thank you so much for being here. Without further ado, Lorence. Who the heck are you? Well, I don't know. Maybe at this point, does anybody not know who you are?
If people are here, they probably do, but it doesn't hurt to toot my own horn again.
So, who the heck are you? What are you about? Why are you here?
I love running these events. I get to see people have their ups, their downs. Something I went through a lot when I was playing amateur LoL and was like pretty sure I want to do this for TFT. And here we are doing that today.
Yes.
So it's pretty fun getting to watch this stuff, as much as it sucks seeing some people end up having to go down.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, you know what? Yeah, I feel like you're baiting me.
We're ready to go.
You are baiting me. I'm not falling for it. I'm
There's
not
no
diving
structure
into
here.
this. Jeez,
No structure here today.
Pete. No, anything else you want to say before you bait me into it?
What did you think about all the results for all the leagues today? I'm just kidding.
So I'm the Real Honey Bear. It's great to see you guys. I'm the TFT intern. I don't know what else you would call my position, so intern sounds great. I'm stuck in the Aegis basement. This isn't a nice shelf behind me. It is a green screen. I'm stuck down here. I make the coffee. I make the jokes, and I cry inside because I can't leave the basement. But other than that, on a positive note, they let me play TFT from time to time. So that's pretty cool. But when I'm not playing TFT, I'm watching anime. And you know what we were talking about earlier? I don't know if you have it up right now. But earlier this week, we saw kind of a starter article for nominees for Anime of the Year. I thought that would kind of be a fun topic of conversation.
We're gonna have some fun with this one. Out
of some of these animes. So the anime in question, and this is not official, right? But these are a lot of the animes that are in question for Anime of the Year. And there's some hype ones. But we got actually, Lauren, do you have it open right now?
I don't, but I remember pretty much.
Okay, I'll walk through it then. I got it open. You open it if you can find it. But so the animes are My Dress Up Darling, Attack on Titan, Final Season, Final Part Season Finale, Final Part 2 of the season finale, which is cool. Demon Slayer, so specifically the Entertainment District arc. We got Tomodachi Game, Spy Family, or Spy X Family if you're a degenerate, Ranking of Kings, Love It, Kaguya-sama, Love is War, so the final season, final, I think it was season 3, what was it called? Ultra Romantic, I think is what it was called, Summertime Rendering, and Akiba's Sailor Uniform. Sorry if I butchered any of those names. I think I did a pretty good job. Yeah, but those are the anime currently in question for Anime of the Year. Obviously, there's still time for nominations. It's November. We got months. So more anime could jump in here, more could, rise, drop, etc. But Lorence, why don't you start it off? What do you think of the list? Maybe don't spoil who you think is going to be the Anime of the Year, but overall, what do you think of the list?
Okay, so I think this is going to be hilarious because I think we both ended up having one of these sort of things in this list. But so I didn't end up liking My Dress Up Darling. I started and I'm like 3 to 4 episodes in, and I don't know what it is. It's just overly gratuitous, and these are like high schoolers. I know it's okay. I know it's like the legal age there, but like we're getting into some like creepy stuff. So I was like, I don't know. It's not my style. It just was like too much for me.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? I know you love it.
So My Dress Up Darling?
Yeah.
I'm hyped for season 2.
Oh,
yeah, I'm hyped. I can't wait for season 2 to come out. I think it was really well done. I think I think the main male character is actually super cool. I really like him. Getting to watch his growth progression throughout the anime is pretty cool to see. Yeah, I really like him. But if we're bashing anime, my anime on the list, to bash, to absolutely destroy. And I'm not gonna be as light as you are. Ranking of Kings is garbage. I hate it's so garbage. It's so bad. I can't fathom how people are watching this. And it's not like I didn't give it a chance. It's not like I'm Lawrence over here. I watched the first 2 episodes and threw it away. No, I watched the whole thing and I hated it. I hated it from episode 1, and I suffered through it this week because I'm like, we're going to talk about these on the podcast, so I'm going to watch all of them. I'm like, I haven't watched Ranking of Kings. People say it's good. It's going to be great. No, it sucked. I didn't like it.
Did you at least like the outro that I mentioned?
No. Maybe I don't know, man. I was so jaded over the whole thing that, like, it just ruined everything. Gosh. I did not like that anime. Sorry for anybody who thought it was awesome. How is it on this list? It's terrible. It's terrible.
Okay, so without
maybe it's not that bad, but
what made you like it's too slow? It like the characters are like they're all bland.
Characters. I did not like the characters. I didn't think they're great. This is kind of a cop out, right? The art style is not my art style. But that's fine. That's fine. You can get around that. That is not something that makes or breaks an anime.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
When you have an art style that I'm like, nah, I don't really like, so I'm going into it a little bit like, this isn't, my cup of tea. The character's just not great. I don't care for the character building. The main character, it's like, oh, that's kind of cool. But like I'm trying to say things without spoilers, but like his whole thing is reading lips, right? But he doesn't read lips. He doesn't.
He's a child.
He just knows things. I'm like, how the heck did he know that? It's like there's so many plot things that are just wrong, and I can't get past it. I just see the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and that is his brother's a jerk. It's like, man.
Yeah. So
I couldn't latch onto anything.
Would you be able to think that like, okay, so yes, there's some adult themes in it of like there's blood, there's stuff like that. Like there's stuff that's not meant for children, but if you looked at it as more of like a like high schooler anime, like could you see this as closer, or is it just like it's just not your style, or
not
like
it.
what do you?
It's just not it.
Everything
I love
just
character building. There's just no character building. I mean, there is, right? It's actually kind of all about character building, but right. I don't like the characters they're building. So that's pretty much it for me. I think, when it boils down to it, that's pretty much it. It builds characters that I just don't care for.
So what's funny there is like I actually thought like the characters in My Dress Up Darling were like good. Like I liked the characters. I liked where like they were going with that. And then it was just like the writers or like the artists of like the style, the things that they ended up doing were like just overly gratuitous. And it was like, why did you even have that in there? Now I'm just thrown off, and like I hate like everything that's going on. I'm like, why would you put like, you could have like, this storyline is great. Why would you even bother like having this in there? You didn't need to.
That's fair.
And so I just like I don't like this. It's like they're just all like not all the time, but it's there often enough where I'm like, I don't want to watch this, which sucked because like I actually did, like you mentioned, like the main character dude. I don't remember his name, but the fix is that you have to watch My Dress Up Darling with a friend. Why? So I skip so I can like laugh at it or what? Okay.
Did you do a comedy? Okay, that's fair.
Okay, that makes a little more sense because like I just felt like I was being a creep. I'm like 28 years old watching 16-year-olds like do that stuff.
But like,
so it was like really creepy.
That's an anime that like I don't know. I mean, there are some animes that like, you know, if I'm watching it somewhere, I'd be like, I'm embarrassed. I feel like I don't feel comfortable watching this
next to someone. You're like,
but like with an anime like that, yeah, I'll watch it with friends. Like it's not, it's in my opinion, it's comedic. It's, you know, I don't know. I think it's well written. But it's, you know, not to the point to where I'm like, I am embarrassed that this is on my screen. Like it doesn't hit that point for me anyways.
Yeah.
You know, but while we're bashing, you know, we've been on this a little bit. Do you want to just throw one more anime onto the bus? Is there another one you can throw under the bus?
I think a better way to go. How do you have just one of those that you've watched and you're like, this is actually deserving to be here? Because we kind of like crapped on two of them. But,
no, I'm down to keep crapping on them and then just give our anime of the year awards.
Okay.
Do you want to do that? Because if one that's like, I don't know, because I feel like I don't know. Do you want to crap on one or do you want to thumbs up too? I guess
I was gonna say I haven't seen almost any of the other ones that I do not like. All the ones that are left that I've seen, I like. So I was trying to like kind of segue into it without having to admit.
I mean, I agree. I've seen all of these and I liked them all. I was just gonna pick one in trash.
Oh.
I was just gonna go. I'm like, there's every one of these has like their points that you can like pick on. So I'm like, I'm just gonna pick one, see if I can trigger somebody.
Yeah, somebody in chat's gonna like what?
Here, I'll go quickly, and then we'll go with yours. Let me, because I already picked one that I wanted to trash on, and then we'll go to like one we thought was good, and then our anime of the year. Sound good?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, and I'll make it quick. Worst anime on this list: Attack on Titan season 4. It was absolute garbage. Season 3, 1 through 3 was so much better. Season 4, horrible. They went a terrible way with it. Main character sucks. Nobody likes anybody anymore. It's awful. I can't believe they went that route. The writers need to be fired and they need to bring somebody new in. Not excited for season 5.
I don't know. I really liked a lot of Attack on Titan, so I can't.
All right, I love season 4. No, sorry, it was trash. No, never mind, it's trash. Anyways, Lawrence, give me a good one. Give me a good one.
Okay. Okay, so this is not my winner, right? This is just like good.
Just a good one, and then we'll go right into winners.
So I thought that Demon Slayer, like season / arc 2, was really nice. Like it kind of continued a lot of things. It wasn't as like special. I think sometimes you have a hard time like following up on a really amazing season 1, but they like did a lot of things still right. Kept going with the whole demon thing. I'm trying not to ruin as much things as I can, being kind of
try
vague,
not to spoil. Yep.
Yeah, but like they just kept on going with a lot of like the really cool themes that they had. And they ended it maybe a little quicker than I would have liked them to do, but that's just how it goes. There's going to be more. I really liked it. It's not my number 1 though.
Yeah. I'm trying to, so just so you guys know, we didn't talk about this. We talked about, hey, let's do this. And then for the podcast, we actually like super hush hush. We talk every single day, but when it's podcast conversations, we don't
never talk about
at all about that topic. So it's like completely done. So I'm not trying, like, I think I know what your number 1 is. So I don't want to touch that just yet. So, oh geez. No, I don't know. So I'm going to go with, Spy X Family, if you're a degenerate. I think it's really, really well written. I think all the characters are amazing. I think each of the 3 main characters could be the main character. They could be the standalone. I think it would be awesome if any of them were. They're not. There is a main character. She's great. Well, kind of. I guess maybe she's not the main character, but she kind of is. Yeah. She kind of is. Let's be honest. She's everybody's favorite. But like, each of them standalone are phenomenal. I love character building. It's a really cool story. I think it's very unique. And season 2 is phenomenal as well. So I believe this is only season 1 we're looking at. All right, it's only season 1. So having that in your head until season 2 is completed, and then maybe it makes the list as well. But season 1, amazing. All 12 episodes were bangers. Loved every second of it. Winners?
Yeah. So, I don't know what you were thinking I was going to pick, but Spy Family actually is mine.
I thought you were going to pick Spy Family, but I couldn't go to any other one. So you've talked about them, so I'm like, shoot.
I mean, it's what it is. Like, I think it covers like so many things. Basically, what you were saying, where like the way that all 3 of them interact is like all 3 of these could be like a main character in the way that they're so like they're not even like built up. Like you don't know too much about them, but they're still like the way they end up acting and the scenes that they make. You're like, this is hilarious. I like the scene. Like I like how the scene's set up. The way that they ended up acting makes me enjoy their presence on the screen. Like I haven't felt that much since I basically like the first season of One Punch Man was like that was a little biased because like I love that humor there. But like the way that like everybody on screen when One Punch Man was there, like Saitama is just that good. It's like everybody when they're on screen is like great. Like you think of like I don't know, she's able to like just stand up for herself basically and just like destroy anybody who even comes anywhere near her to mess with her. Anya, just like the shock face is great. Yes. Lloyd is just it's funny when he'll just randomly show up doing something. Like I almost am surprised sometimes. So hey, the dog's messing with me. The Lloyd is like he'll just show up randomly. I don't know. I'll say too much, but basically he's just it's so hard to not like go into the spoilers of these. But like basically all 3 of the characters are just done so well. But yeah, that should be the number 1.
Don't really know so just quick tangent, and you don't have to stay long on this. Are your man of the year and girl of the year Anya and Lloyd? And if not, you can go into a little bit of depth if you want to of somebody else.
Go Anya. I'm trying to think of what else I could do. I mean, I'm probably going to cop out and just say, no, I'll do Lloyd. Yeah, I'll cop out.
You can't go wrong with those picks, right? Like they're so freaking good. You really can't go wrong with them. Yeah, I think they're stellar. Yeah, so big plays there. Oh, I'm so sorry, Lawrence. You actually asked for the link and should have just
I know. I was trying to make it smooth, but
I'm like, wait, I have a DM from Lawrence. Weird. Anyways.
No, it's fine. I mean, we already got through everything I was going to get through anyway.
So mine is actually, I do actually want to give a shout out. So this was my number 1, but for sake of talking about something else, I want to talk about something else. But my number 1 was Dress Up Darling. I absolutely loved it. I really, really did. I thought it was that good. So not even a joke. I think that was the best anime of the year. But
all right, I'll try again. Okay.
For the sake of conversation, my number 2, or number 1, let's call it my number 1 for right now. Love is War is goated as the greatest rom-com ever. It's so good. It is the best rom-com. And I think if you look at all the anime in this list, a lot of them have competition for what they are, but in their specific category. But I think Love is War is the best rom-com that has ever been released. And if you make it to the top of your specific category, I think you deserve Anime of the Year. And I really do think that Love is War is the best rom-com. I mean, people can make other arguments. You're wrong, but yeah, it is the best. But this list is actually just bangers. Truly, some people don't like, over others. Obviously he doesn't like Dress Up Darling. I don't like Ranking of Kings. But overall, so many people love these animes, and it's quite amazing to see. So for my man of the year, I'm actually gonna go with Gojo. From Dress Up Darling. Thought he was awesome. And then I truly think if you don't pick Anya for best girl, you're wrong. You're wrong. Like, people are gonna be like, well, it's be like, get out of here. Get the heck out of here.
You just think
it's
about
Anya.
Anya's like
out.
different. I don't. Maybe it's biased, but she's just like a different character.
She is.
I don't know.
Like, and you know
It's
what?
fun.
People are thirsty. You know what? And that happens. But it's Anya. Get out of here.
Mhm.
Anya's the greatest character. Anya is best character of the year.
Agreed.
Like Anya's everywhere. So 100%. But any final words on this list? We'll actually talk about things that are
No.
TFT related.
I think we've already killed the viewership enough.
Yeah,
No.
we roasted the viewership. That's all right. Hey, if they don't want to be here, that's okay.
That's all right. They'll have to struggle through the anime.
Yeah, just work your way through. All right, but yeah, let's dive into it. We're gonna talk a little bit about meta news and TFT. We're gonna take this moment to talk about kind of the. You want to talk kind of about the ACL, AML, why we did the formatting the way we did, but also, before we dive into that, Lorence, I want to ask you real fast, how the heck is your solo queue grind going? Because you are climbing and it's looking good.
It's a little scary because I still have, if anybody's been reading the Gen chat, my MMR is not the greatest, but I'm still making it happen. Just a couple, like 2 weeks ago, I was D4 24 LP, and now I am sitting in Diamond 1. So, Opium, I can make it to Master for the first time ever. So we're hoping, but I don't know. I'm playing like a lot of flex things, like things I was just watching over the weekend in general. Trying to make sure I can keep my options open. Playing, if I can, it would be Zaya and then Graves, whichever one I end up hitting. And I've been doing a little bit of the Lilia reroll. That's been fun, but hasn't been as successful. I don't know. It's been fun. It's feeling like I am clicking a little more. I don't know what changed, but it's been a good time.
Feels good. I'm slamming Ezreal. I'm kind of done with this set. I still do want to make it to Masters, but I feel so burnt out with playing this set. I am loving watching this set, but playing it's been rough. I'm loving Hyper Roll. That's been fun. Still slamming Ezreal because I feel burnt out, but yeah. I mean I do think the meta is a little stale. I'm gonna be honest. I think once you get to the top end, the high end, right, and you saw it today, it's if you're not running one of the top 5 comps, you're not playing TFT.
Yeah, you're probably gonna get rolled.
Yeah, and that kind of sucks. It's like obviously in the lower end, it's a little easier. Like I can slam Ezreal every single game and be right around top 4 every single game. Does not matter. If you slam it at the high end, not gonna happen. So feels a little stale, on that side of things. But overall, I feel like we're in a decent spot if you look at the game as a whole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like where they're going. I don't know. I'll be excited to see what happens at Worlds. However, I probably won't be the biggest fan of the format they have overall. I wish they had it over a couple days. I don't know if people have seen it, but that's how it goes. I'm excited to see how the high people. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody that sees it, they have it where it's like 2 straight days, no cutoffs, so 12 total games before any cutoffs. With having monetary payout for each section, I think that's actually okay, because you still have to, like, even if you're like, I'm not making it to day 3, which is like the final or the finals, maybe they have 4 days. I can't remember the exact thing, but like they have like all the players. It's 32, and then they cut down to 8 for like the last day. So like having that cut down like that sharp, like from 32 to 8, is like kind of brutal. But that's if you don't have monetary value involved. And if you have monetary value involved for hitting like 10th versus 16th, people are still going to try. And that's usually like the problem. Is people like not trying for their placement, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's okay. I think it still covers the bases. I wish it was 4 days instead, where it was 32, 16, 8. But what can you do?
Yeah, I mean, Skip said it, 5 games a day.
5 games a day? Okay, gotcha.
Skip, when I meant 5 comps, I mean there's 5 primary comps, and then if you hit a good augment, you can transition. But like it feels a little stale. It's kind of the heart of what I was saying. But yeah, 100%, I agree. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been a fan of the worlds. The way they've set up worlds. I think they've missed a lot on the worlds format. I don't think they've figured out how this esport needs to be played yet. And I think it's sad. And I think the thing that like really hits my heart is, you're. I feel like they're asking the players, but I don't know if they're actually listening to the players, or maybe they're listening too much to the players, right? Of like, I've heard from players that are pushing through these, that this world's format is not good, and I've heard that for years, and like that kind of stinks, and I'm not sure if they're listening to the wrong players and they're going in the wrong directions, but like. I keep hearing this again and again and again. And maybe it's just a complaint thing, right? Maybe it's just everybody wants to complain about format. You'll never actually get it right. It's just going to be a complaint. Format's bad, no matter what you do.
Yeah, I lost. Man.
Yeah, I lost. Format sucks. Which feels bad. I mean, I know we have this, if you follow the League of Legends scene, the world's format is trash. It's garbage. And they keep fighting like, oh, it's a fine format. Oh, it's a good format. Oh, it works. Like, oh, players want this format. No, nobody wants this format. It sucks. Just get rid of it. But like, you get so stubborn, and it's hard to see. Especially getting to have, text conversations and seeing the way a guy like Boyses looks at formatting. Like, I cannot believe that it is still so bad when you have a guy like Boyses being so vocal about formatting, and it just is not correct again. So my mini rant on it, but
yeah, no, I mean, I agree. Like, I think format's everything. I spend a lot of time just like, I want it to be right. I want to have everybody feel satisfied. You can't have that happen. People need to go home. And it's not like, if you're trying to do something in a day, nobody's going to be satisfied. Like, it's hard, but like, I think overall, like, you can still go, what can I tweak? What can I change? What can I add in to add a little bit of a wrinkle? And TFT is sometimes a little hard with that because it's in groups of 8. It's not like in Smash or like, maybe that's a bad comparison, but I'll use Smash. Like, so like, say you have like the 1v1 bracket and you just have 1 and 1, and then you can mix around like how they do that, where they go and everything. But like with 8 people in a bracket, or like groups of 8, it's really difficult to like keep them together, basically, to keep it an even amount of people. Like, you can't just be like, well, technically we should be advancing the top 5 because, and it's like, well, that doesn't work, because how are you going to mix 5 into that unless you have 8 groups of 5 coming forward? Like, basically you need to have like really weird numbers every time.
Yeah,
it's really hard, but I think you can keep tweaking.
Yeah, absolutely. And that kind of stems into the next point of conversation we wanted to kind of talk about, formatting for the ACL and AML. Do you want to talk about that now, or you want to talk about weeklies and then dive into it when we get to the AML and ACL stuff?
We can go straight over, because we can kind of like also cover the weeklies / invitationals with that as well, about like structuring of why they're the way they are, why it's set differently like this. That's also good too.
Yeah. Well, let's dive into the a little bit of the weeklies then. Slide on into that. Anything weeklies, just so you guys know, we are running our invitational. It's $1,000 invitational. And so that is the weeklies for right now. So that is what we're going to be referring to. But Lawrence, go ahead, take it away. Run through the formatting and everything we're doing here.
Yeah. So like, what ended up happening last set was that people had an event right during one of the qualifiers, and there's only like 10 spots that were coming from each. So having them limited to being like, you need to participate in all of the EU ones or all the NA ones, and like not participating in one of them, since there was only a couple, felt like you were just losing because you missed out on the points. So like, again, what we ended up structuring was we pushed them all together into one thing. So we had 22 people getting invited. And then if you miss out on 1 or 2 of them from whatever reason, you don't even need to participate, or you feel like you're safe. It only takes your top 3 So it's like it's trying to allow you to have more variance, but if you do well a couple times, you can kind of like solidify your spot.
Yeah.
Thinking about that, what do you think, HoneyBear?
Yeah, I mean, we've just a little behind the scenes for you guys. Lawrence and I have meetings constantly, about formatting. That's probably the thing we actually talk about the most out of everything. Like, it's not even close. You could probably combine, like, if you combine literally every other conversation we have in regards to, Aegis and formatting wins. Everything else. So, we really do take these things to heart. For the invitational, I think this is the best format we could have possibly come up with for the time, right? For the time that we have.
For the time, go into that.
Yep, and so I really do, and especially because we are somewhat limited. If we do want to run these on Challenger mode, which we do, we love Challenger mode, and we want to make sure we run them on that platform. We are limited to some formatting struggles, right? You have to play it in a certain way on that platform, and that that limits us. So with what we have, I think this gives the best opportunity for players. I think this gives the greatest growth, plus the lowest amount of time that you can play in order to qualify, if that makes sense. We don't want people out here spending 50 hours playing TFT just to grind to get into the tournament. If you're good, we want you to play in them and still have time to grind solo queue or something, whatever else you want to do.
Yeah, to point out like people that are like, I hope this comes off nicely. The people that are psychopaths like Skip, who will play in all of these events, or like Shining Star, like one of those players. Like they'll like it's the middle of the night at like 3 a.m. and they're playing in our like 256 player brackets, and I'm like, what are you doing? And they're like, I like TFT.
They played like 10 hours of solo queue, dove right into the invitational. Like after that, they have to wake up in 4 hours because they got Boys' League or something. It's like, oh my gosh, you guys are nuts. But yeah, 100% agree.
Good. Yeah, so it's just like I want to reward those people too, because if they're grinding that much, they're probably, and they play in everyone, they're probably still going to qualify because they're going to get 3 really good results and they're going to be in top 22. I almost would guarantee that if they're that good, and they play in 6 qualifiers or 5 or even 4, probably gives you a good shot. But it makes it like I can't play every weekend. I can only play in the NA ones. The timing is just bad. Then you can just play in only the NA ones and maybe throw in an extra EU one, and you get your 3 in there, and if you do well, then you're going to probably qualify too, and it takes your top 3 again. So or even if you say you do 2 NA ones and you miss the last NA one, you can go and hop into that last EU qualifier that's going to be held on a Sunday, so you can even if you're on NA time, you can probably still participate there. Obviously somebody's going to be screwed out by this too. Somebody's going to miss out on multiple of the qualifiers, and I don't know, we're trying to make it as applicable to as many people as possible, and hopefully this ends up working out. Again, this is also like what I was kind of hinting at earlier when HoneyBear was talking, is like there's only so much time. This set is really short. Like we're actually doing these finals almost like right before the set ends.
Yes.
So it's just we just don't have the time for this. Like literally, not that we don't want to, but it's like we don't have the time to actually make this work otherwise.
Yep.
So
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, sets are short, and gotta make it work whatever way we can. So in chat, let me know, spam in chat if you think Mocha Park should be banned. Please just let me know in chat. Well, ban. No, I'm just kidding. We got 1 for ban. All right, 1 for ban. Going once, going twice.
Mocha says ban.
Mocha says ban. He's gone. He's out. No, GG's. Game 6 just finished for the regional championships to go to Worlds. So hype whoever made it. I don't think we should have a spoiler-free chat. So feel free to spoil the Worlds outcomes. I have no idea what happened. I've been here all day. I haven't watched a lick of it.
Yeah, I haven't been watching.
So I have no idea what's happening. But what I do know is we have 2 people moving on to the tournament, to the invitational. So Vicious,
I would say vicious.
and Firo are both moving on to play in the Invitational. That's hype for them. We do have a lot of notable names that are high up there. I want to actually shout out a few real fast. It's Razulal and Coach Mac. Both were super high up there and pretty cool. So like both them. I hope they do well. Hope I see them back again. Don't get an opportunity to interact with them as much. Hope they're doing well. Hope to see them in the next qualifier, and hope they can keep getting some points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they should be looking pretty good with that kind of a finish already out there. I don't know how the points are going to shape out this time, but I would think that like getting another like 6 or 8 point finish is probably going to be good enough.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's gonna be tough. A lot of qualifiers still to play. Anyone you want to shout out before we kind of switch on over?
I will shout out. It's kind of interesting to see that I see some ACL players in here, and that made the finals. Like specifically, Sacred Norris made it to finals. He's in good form. Might not even need to play in any more of these qualifiers if he skips this week and then goes to finals and does well. Like he'll just be direct invited. So see how that goes. It's an interesting dynamic that we can see.
Yeah, and some of the others. If you scroll way down, you find somebody like Keen's on there. Probably no. I'm just kidding. You scroll way down, all the way down there. You get, very very middle of the plaque, players such as CPV, Andrew D, and Player 2X. So way down there, you find those guys. Grape's right next to him too.
Yeah, I was about to say Grape, and even Jesus Timo.
Yeah, right next to him. Actually, that's
right up there.
Middle Pack actually looks really funny there. But some stellar players in here. So interested to see how the next few go. Yeah, anything else you want to shout out? You want to slide on into ACL and AML, the bread and butter?
Let's go right over the bread and butter. I'm ready.
Wonderful. Rip it off like a Band-Aid. Let's start with the Marauder League. Which was yesterday. We do have our finalists. Let's see. Actually, can I pull up the finals?
Yeah, we have I sent you the thing. So
yeah, you did, but I barely set it up. All right, I'm halfway there. All right, I was halfway, and then I forgot about it.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, we can be. I'll forgive you.
Here we go. All right, should be in there. Actually, I was halfway there because I put it in ACL instead of AML because I'm a degenerate. Here we are. We're all in there. So we do have our finalists here on the board. Don't worry about game 1, game 2, but got the finalists there. Looking at these finalists, what are you thinking, man?
I think one thing that'll always stand out is just like Shy Guy hit Challenger and they went and destroyed their group. Like if I saw that in finals, like I'm scared. I would not want to be in this lobby. But I mean that's just the nature of it. Like they improved so much over the set. That's what motivation sometimes does to you. They've been talking to me a little bit. Like if you get that motivated and you want to improve that much, I think you should deserve to go forward and kind of win these finals. I mean, everything's up to the 6 games. You play through 6 games to see like you're not just giving it. But that's I think I legitimately would almost say that like it's the Shy Guys to lose. Even though there are some great players in here that have been showing that they deserve to be here. What do you think?
Definitely. I got a little bit distracted with Keens in chat that I'm so confident I will top 3 ACL that I won't do any qualifiers.
Quote me on that, he says.
Wow. Yeah, 2 points away from not even making it to the Group C, but hey, you do you. No, I'm just Keens, I'm sorry. I'm so many shots at you today, Keens. I love you, man. I'm thankful friends that we can actually talk like this. I hope. Please don't hate me. I need you to still coach me. Thanks. Anyways, No, Keynes has never coached me, but if he wants to,
Think he's.
Yeah, I think this lobby is stacked. I think this is, obviously last set was the first time we had really done. No, this is the third time we've done AML, correct?
It would be the second time. So last time was the first time that we did this.
Okay.
I think this is the first time we've done. This might have been your point, so hopefully I'm not stealing this thunder. But like, I think this is the time where we actually like got players in, and they're like, "Wow, I really want to improve." And now we're really like seeing some like GM plus players in this finals.
Yes, but not only GM really plus players. These players, with players who have dropped out in the semifinals. Rest in peace them, and some of the ACL guys as well, have been like doing in-houses together, really, really pushing to try to get better at this game. Get out there. I want to shout out Crazy Pete, who is doing a really good job of helping set these up as well to push forward. Sad he didn't make it with Jesus Timo as well. Just incredible push for them. And there's not a single player in this lobby that I think could not win, which is incredible. But not only that, like there's not a single player in this lobby that I could like not see participating in the ACL next set. I think they could all do well. Would they, make playoffs? Would they make the push into finals? That's another story. But seeing them in there, working hard, I could definitely see them challenging a lot of these top tier players in the world, and that's incredible to see out of our AML. And I think anybody who made it to this final should be immensely proud that they've accomplished something that is so hard with a lot of these players that are just so good.
I think it's like I always like to relate these experiences to my time in amateur LoL. Is like, you know what? Like there are some really good teams out there, but once it hits playoffs, like there's only so many that can make it to finals. Like, like you can't, all make it there. Like there's only 2 teams that make it to the finals in League of Legends. Sometimes those finals happen in the weeks before. Like you go and look at that like Group C, that's just brutal. Like there's a couple people here in chat that were in Group C. Some people missing out by like 1 point here and there. I think like Indie Alex got 11 points, and that would have been good enough for 6th in Group A. It's just like that stuff's rough. Like not everyone can make it, and sometimes that's due to like how the lobbies were set up. Like you look at like, oh, I would have made it this place in that lobby, but maybe like then the dynamic is different. Maybe you win more, but then that person like loses more. It's just always weird how the dynamic of the lobby ends up being. But like, just how they end up getting made out. And like you got to just play with what you get. And sometimes the best player doesn't always make it out of that lobby. I'm not going to lie. It's TFT.
Yeah, absolutely. Pulling up Group C, just to talk about your point real fast. Yeah, absolutely. This lobby was very difficult, for a lot of these players, who were working very hard throughout the week to make that push to the finals. So big shout out to all these players. This was a tough Group C. I would be willing to argue that this Group C was harder than the finals last year, which is just a testament.
I think that's good.
I think that's just a testament to how the strength of this league has gone up drastically over the course of just a few months, and I think that's really cool to see. Again, huge shout out to all these players. I cannot wait to set 8 to see, especially, the 4 that dropped out that we don't get to see again. I cannot wait to see them in set 8 and see what they can do. Because it's like, talking with these guys, they're still hungry. They're still wanting to succeed. Still maybe looking for challenger this set. Still maybe, trying to push if they haven't hit GM, hit the GM to end there. And then be ready and in top form for when set 8 drops. Insta climb. Like, be ready to go. Which is just super cool to see.
Yeah, one thing, there's 2 things I want to shout out real quick. The first thing is just a quick one. So Scales, I think I had seen them in chat. Go 8th. going into lobby C, and you're like, no, I'm not going out without a fight. And boom, like they get that. I know they got the bonus points that kind of push them up, but that was again kind of the point, which leads into my next one of like why the structuring was kind of the way it was here. Like why did we have only a couple people eliminated from Group A, Group B, going into Group C? Why did some people pass on? I think before I go into that, did you have any quick comments to like toss out on the structure? Like anything you wanted to point out yourself? Because otherwise, I'm going to go on a huge tangent on this.
For structure?
Yeah, for just like the structuring of Group A and Group B going into Group C.
No, I mean, I think you're basically gonna hit probably all the points that I would have. So go ahead, hit your tangent. And this goes for both ACL and AML. It's not exclusive.
Right, everything was the exact same structuring. So it's yeah, if you're able to scroll up just a little bit to Group A, you see Group A had Happy Paladin miss out on a tiebreaker. Again, so like I like to emphasize consistency. Having somebody consistently get like a little bit higher there with the sevenths ends up making that tiebreaker happen. Again, shout out to Skylar Vice making that happen. Anytime you don't have to play games is what you're shooting for, but that is probably not what you were guessing you were going to get. Getting an 8th in game 1 and then going second. So sheesh. But that was a really close top of the lobby, 14, 15, 15. But you look at Happy Paladin, my main point here, the Happy Paladin got decent finishes for their first 2 games and got 3rd, lost out on that. And then you scroll down to Group C, and they went 7th, 8th, 8th. Like that's just, I'm sad. I almost hope that they're there with like they're in chat just so like they can kind of hear this. But like that's rough. I see that and I'm like, I failed. Like I failed this because like I see that and like you tried really hard and had good placements and suddenly like now you got like you didn't deserve to get 6 points. But at the same time, I'm really trying to like make these like Group A's, Group B's feel like every placement has something that matters. So as it is now, there's 4 different tiers instead of just being top and bottom cutoffs. That's what I'm really shooting for here. But man, I see that and it's like, what more can I do? If there's any ideas out there, right, of like how I can maybe change this, maybe I should do away with this sort of structure, go back to like a regular bot 4 cutoff. Because you like look at it, I think let's see if there's anybody that had actually made it out. So like Grape would have been losing the tiebreaker if you go over to Group B. Grape would have lost the tiebreaker and been eliminated in normal sets of their top 4 bot 4 get cut off. Like they would have been just eliminated. And then they got to go over to Group C and keep trying. Like I really like that idea. That makes me excited. I was really excited seeing this, but then there's like those weird structuring issues where Paladin only gets like 2 points and then they just have like the worst games of their lives potentially for those like last couple games and they just lose. That's got to be depressing. I won't lie. So I'm always willing to keep talking about these sort of things, and it's something I spend a lot of time just thinking about how I can make sure everybody feels like their time is validated and that they deserved what they got, because that probably had to be pretty saddening. What are your thoughts?
I mean, the tough thing is, like, you know, I know Skylar Vice is in here. You know, there's always 2 sides of the coin, right? You know, we do have somebody like Happy Paladin. They probably should be in the finals. They probably should be. Probably. But had some bad games, and they're not. And that sucks. But then at the same time, the opposite side of that coin is Skylar Vice is in the finals. And he deserved it. Like, played so well. Too, right? Deserves the finals. He's there. It really does think that the coin flipped, and you know Skylar Vice got the thumbs up, and Happy Paladin didn't. But at the same time, you have to have those ends of the coins. And just because you just missed out, you can't drop those games. You know, in almost any format, I don't think you know, Happy Paladin would have moved through any format that makes sense, unless we change the, you know, the ruling on who should have gone through there. But with how it was set, I think it was set well. Skylar Vice moved on, and yeah, my heart breaks though. Even like watching it, I was heartbroken that Happy Paladin, you know, wasn't able to move through, and I had like one interaction with Happy Paladin, and my heart is just breaking watching this happen. I'm like, I cannot believe that this is happening. I'm like, geez. Try to wear my emotions on my sleeve. Like, I don't know. Lawrence and I have these conversations that, like, we really get invested. It's like, we really do. Like, we are sulking in the help desk over there. Like, what did we, like, what is happening? What have we done? But at the same time, it's 3 games. Gotta perform in those 3 games, and man, it stinks. It stinks, and I felt the same for all 4 players. Somebody like 416 and Pete in the final game were playing so well, but Scales was just playing better. And because Scales was playing better in that final game, they get the thumbs up. They moved on through. And that final game was insane to watch that.
So crazy.
It was insane and heartbreaking because there was one spot left. Pajaro played spoiler and got the first, and they didn't need it. And Crazy Pete, Scales, and 416 were all fighting for that final spot. Absolutely nuts. Crazy Pete, 416 ended up falling short, as you can tell, and Scales that's deservedly is in the finals. They deserve their spot. They crushed it.
It's I said it in chat, but it was like earlier yesterday. Excuse me. It was 1 point in between each player going all the way down that line. 19, 18, 17, 16. Like, that's just like that last game mattered so much. And that was cool to watch. Like that, but then it also just makes it that much more brutal when Pete gets third and doesn't make it by a point. It's like, oof. Yeah, that's no worries. But that's what it takes. Like, it comes down to the pressure situations, and you know what? Scales got second, like in that high pressure situation, which is why I always like the tiebreaker of, it's not the first one, but it's one of my favorite ones to include is last game. It's like when that pressure's on, like when you're in that game 5 mode of like in finals, it's game 5. Yes. I need to perform now, or I am going home. And you know what happened? They did. They performed. And they deserve that. So it's just how it goes. Again, no perfect format, but sometimes it ends up turning out the way maybe it should.
I don't know what all we want to say. Do we want to put like our money where our mouth is? Do we want to pick a winner?
Ooh. Let's take a look
talk
here.
about this for do you want to pick a winner?
Yeah.
Do you want to pick because we sometimes do this in the help desk. Do you want to pick a winner in a dark horse?
Yeah, let's do that. I mean, I think I'm ready. Yeah. What do you want to do?
Go ahead. I think we're gonna have similar ones, but I don't know. It could be wildly different because this lobby's so crazy. But go ahead. Give me do you want to do dark horse then winner, or do you want to do winner then dark horse? Let's do winner then dark horse.
Yeah, winner then dark horse.
Go ahead. Who's your winner?
I actually think Pajaro is on crazy form. Like, they've been kind of killing it in these playoffs. Like, I don't know. I actually think that they can take it. I'll put them as their first.
It's I'm straight cop out. It's Shy Guy. It's so good. Their peak form. Shy Guy is unbelievably good. Like, Shy Guy. I think if you put Shy Guy in the ACL finals right now, I think they would perform well. I truly do. I think that's how good they are right now. I think they're in a complete league of their own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think so too.
But they can also go 8th, right?
But
like that's
they can just go 8th.
If next week we're doing the podcast, and I'm like, Shy Guy went 8th, I would be a little surprised. I'm gonna be honest, but at the same time, I'd look at the list and be like, yeah, Shy Guy went 8th. Like, what are you gonna do?
So what are you gonna do? I guess technically looking at this, it's like most of my shots are dark horses, but yeah, I think if we're going at it, I still gonna stick to my guns and say I think Jojo Karate is gonna take it all. I'm putting the money.
That's mine too. But I just love the guy. I just love watching the guy so much.
Why would you not give that the underdog story? I mean, come on, like everyone on the outside looking in is probably thinking that. Like, I know everyone knows like Scales like went in and deserved their spot. Grape, they were just performing well throughout the whole season. And then like Jesus Timo, Skylar Vice, Shy Guy, JTAC, like I don't know, all these players, like, you know, they did something to deserve it. But like there's like that little bit of me who's always like, I love that underdog story of people coming back and just shutting everyone up. And I'm, because that's what I did. Like a small story here. So like what happened in League when I won my first championship was I got dropped from a team because of just like internal issues. Like I just couldn't deal with the team. I'm like, I have to step away. And they're like, all right, we're going to move on with another team. So I thought, like, I went and advertised myself as a top laner, and I'm like, hey, I'm still good, I think. And nobody came and picked me up until 2 weeks before the end of the season. They picked me up, and we went all the way and won the final. And like they believed in me, and it was like that was like I was at the lowest of my lows, and I was like so much down in the dumps. And I just hear this story of like he was down in his dumps, and he kind of like picked himself up and made it this far. Like stuff like that is like, I'm picking you. That's me. I see it. So that's my thought. I mean, obviously you probably got the same thing going on, but
yeah, I'm not gonna pick Jojo Karate now. I'm gonna pick somebody else just because it's yours. Take it. I want to point out. So Keynes has mentioned something about Shy Guy not knowing a Abyss item 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago is 2 weeks ago. We're not 2 weeks ago. You learned so much in 2 weeks. Get out of here with your 2 weeks ago. You can't even tell me like yesterday Shy Guy didn't know this. I don't care. I don't care. There it is. I don't care. That was 2 weeks ago. This is going to be this weekend. And I think Shy Guy is just going to be above and beyond. He's too good.
Really? I mean, he even changed his name, his IGN, to BIS Edge of Night. Did you see that?
I did. Look at that. Just now I saw it. Just now I saw the change. Wow.
That's insane. How do they edit this? It's crazy.
Wild. I'm actually going to go. So I can just close my eyes and like literally pick anybody on the list. But I'm going to go Jesus Timo. Just because they've been putting together the in-houses. They've been working hard. You can see it every single day. They're grinding. And it's hype to see. So I'm going to give it to Jesus Timo as my dark horse. I think people might be sleeping on him. Because you do have, such high caliber players. Shy Guy, Grape, Scales. That people are looking at coming into the playoffs like, holy cow, these guys are so freaking good. But Jesus Timo's put in the work. They put in the work. They made it to the finals. They deserve the finals. And they're still working hard for this next week. And I really do think they could take it off. So Jesus Timo is going to be my dark horse. We spent like an hour and a half on AML. You want to slide over to ACL real fast?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah, like we've been here forever, which like we could just keep going. Let me transition us real fast. But I mean, while we're transitioning, anything you want to...
Actually, before you go away, I don't know if you've switched away yet. We had our local Discord bot container says AML winner will be Jesus Timo, and the dark horse will be GATIAC. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Listen, that's a bot saying that, and I've never seen a bot be wrong. So
yeah, so you better believe it.
Yeah, that is a bot. So yeah, it's 100%. That's probably what's happening. There it is. Here, do we want to do Group C? We can go to finals first.
Mm-hmm.
We can look at finals, or do you want to look Group C, Group A, B, C?
Let's go with the playoffs week 2 real quick first.
All right. So playoffs week 2, playoffs. So Group A, we can talk about that. We did not see that in the broadcast. So I'm gonna be honest. I have to do results based analysis. Because if you did see me, I was on the broadcast the entire time. Didn't watch these games. Yeah, my results based analysis tells me, holy cow, Skip is really freaking good at this game.
Are you sure?
Any rebuttals?
No.
Sick. On to Group B. Let's just kidding. You got anything else?
I have to shout out this 3-way tie. I think this kind of deals in with that whole like. So this is my thought process on this. People can argue it. People can talk about it there as well. But like, so you see this 3-way tie that I'm going to highlight here, right here. And it's just like man, you kind of wish that maybe that first place player had gotten it. But like the way that I think about it is I want consistency to be able to be the one that like wins it. I want like these are all lobbies, as I said in the chat, anybody can get first if they're given it. Not that that person who got first did not try and have effort. It's more of I find it more difficult, having spoken with people at length about this particular point, to get multiple top placements. Getting top threes is difficult in these lobbies. If you get more than one, I think that should take precedence over just getting a first. So that's where that comes from. I also want to argue that like you can put least bot twos as a really high thing, a high tiebreaker, as Skip had also agreed with, but we'll leave that for another day. But like that's the way why it's the way it is here.
So, man, we're done with your formatting. All right, your format's great. It's awesome. We all love the formatting.
Okay, fine.
Okay, Skip is phenomenal at this game. GG's on the three-way tie on the Group B.
Okay, fine.
Actually, you know, like, quick shout out to the two that dropped. They're phenomenal players. I really do hope to see them on the weeklies as well, and find their way to the Invitational, because I want to see more of them.
No Keens, you just skip Group B
real fast. But yeah, anyways, on to Group B.
All right, what do you think?
Holy cow, Sexy Norris high rolled. I was not expecting that. That's a guy. Sexy Norris is a great player. Do not get me wrong here. Don't hear me wrong. Holy crap. I don't know how they topped this lobby. Wow. This was the lobby of death right here, it felt like.
Yeah, and we agreed that. We looked at this and we're like, these players are all nuts. I would not want to be in this lobby.
And it wasn't even close. Like, Sexy Norris crushed it. Like, what? Like, yes, you're good at this game. Yes, we all agree on this, but wow. Arrow was just playing in regionals, and you double firsted him.
Yeah, it was
shocking.
Yeah, and especially, like, so I'll shout this out. Like, I have a small soft spot, even though everyone memes on him in chat. I know he's got tilt. I get tilt. I like try to talk to him about it and get him through it. And maybe that happened here. He went 6th and didn't tilt at all, it seems. Went first, and made it to finals off of that. Like, I'm pretty pog about that. Glad to see it.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows that guy's got some. He's got some spice. He's got a little flavor. You know, he doesn't like randomness, and he will let you know.
Yeah, in case you haven't figured that out.
He will let you know if something random happened that he didn't think should happen. But
very valid.
He'll let you know. But yeah, definitely, you know, we have a soft spot for Norris. He's a good player, and yeah, wow, just well done on the day. You know, Arrow again, moving on. You know, I'm not going to stick too much with Arrow. I'm excited to talk about him more next week. Phenomenal player. Well done moving on. But two I want to talk about really fast are CPV Andrew and Movie stepping out. You know, CPV Andrew is actually one of the, like, I guess we don't pick favorites, but if we were going to pick favorites, watching Andrew's stream, you know, is one of my highlights. Not when he's wearing a bikini though. I flip off real fast. But like, you know, that just brings a joy. You know, it's he is the comedic relief of the the Discord, the, you know, the streams. Like, yeah, sad to see him go. Sad we don't get his POV for the finals. You know, and same with Movie. Love Movie. Wish them the best. Yeah, just a bummer of a loss there. One that, like, you know, personally, I'm like, shoot, man. I like this guy. So
yeah, no, that would have been great getting the Dale to go, but I mean, it's what happens when you are in that tough of a lobby and you take 2 7s. It's gonna be pretty hard to advance. So
maybe we can have him as a special guest or something.
Oh, true.
bring him out of the broadcast as a special guest. There we go.
Yeah, that'll be a good time.
Group C.
Group C. I mean,
What's the big
These are
standout
also
here?
brutal. These are also brutal as well. I will say, Keynes had said that he's not playing well in the day. Don't pick him to go, and then he tops the group basically. And he effectively did, because the bonus points from Poyo are what gives him 20 as well. So Keynes technically topped the group. So shut up, Keynes.
So
you're a good player.
I will let you know. I'll admit this to the world. I did ask for streamers. Keynes said he was streaming. We had a little back and forth. He let me know he's probably gonna top 2 the lobby, and so we won't have his POV for the Group C. I did ask him to run it down. I'll admit it. I asked him to run it down so that we could have him in the Group C lobby. So, Keynes, thank you for running it down in Group B to make it to your Group C lobby so that we could have your POV. Appreciate that, Coach Keynes. Well done running it down in Group B.
That's in the chat for
100%. Definitely didn't almost not make it out of Group B. Well done. And then destroyed Group C. Destroyed.
Who do you think he specifically destroyed the most, though? If you had to pick somebody,
Poyo. You know what? Get out of here.
No, he destroyed Ramsey.
Don't pay me into this trend. No, get out of here. All right, Ramsey's a saint. We're all thankful Ramsey's here. Get out of here with your crap.
All right, I'll try.
Get out of here.
It's too funny.
Get out of here with that stuff. He tried Poyo. That's what I'm going with. No, sad to see Ramsey go. I really like Ramsey as a person. I know, like, I let my feelings get involved, and I like players, and
Imagine doing
I
that.
like the players who actually interact and chat and give me their POV and are nice to me.
Oh, Ramsey just got here for this. That's so funny.
I did. That's funny. Like, yeah, but really, I think Ramsey's, a stubborn player. I think the last couple of weeks he's probably been, he's been struggling. I know he dropped a GM. I don't think the set is his set. Hyped to see him in set 8. That's pretty much it. Like, didn't work out for him in this one. Hyped to see him in set 8.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how it goes. Again, like I had said, it's only so many people that can make finals, and gotta got some people,
Yeah.
I guess this is how it turned out.
And, shout out to everybody else who dropped. You guys, truly, this C lobby was a crazy lobby, but to your point, only 8 people can actually make finals. And if I'm okay to make that my transition, this final lobby is nuts. This final lobby is so strong.
Quick shout out, by the way, all 4 of the top players that made it out from their groups are EU, by the way. So take that as you will. I will not say one region's better than the other. I'll just happen to say that that's what happened.
Listen, I'm all about the hot takes. North America sucks. What the heck are we doing? Bring it back. Come on, North America. We suck. Can you guys step it up? Like, yeah, I'm a part of the problem, all right? Hard stuck diamond. Yeah, I know I'm garbage, okay? But help me out here.
Maybe
somebody else take the mantle. You guys do your thing. Play better.
Hey, we'll move to EU, so EU will be worse.
There we go. Bring EU down. That's how we don't bring North America up. We bring EU down.
We'll bring averages up and down in both spots, respectively.
Yeah, freaking North America sucks, man. Jeez.
Shakes my head.
We're actually gonna just rename everybody NAEU. Don't care who wins. It's NA versus EU finals here. It's not. Please don't. Oh, he's crushing it. Yeah, NAEU finals. I know we're outnumbered, but come on, we got this. Actually, who are our NA representatives?
I think it's actually just Keynes.
I was saying, I'm looking at it, I'm like, is it literally just Keynes?
Yeah, it's 2 LATAM, 5 EU, and Keynes. 2
LATAM, 5 EU, and Keynes. Yeah, I mean, I don't pick favorites. I'm not rooting for anybody in particular. Let's go Keens. But you know, whatever. But yeah, I mean, looking at this, I mean, we could spend hours talking about all these players. We're not going to. We'll see them next week. So let's do the same thing as AML. Let's pick our front runner and then a dark horse. Sound fair?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all set. Do you want me to go first this time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is a cop-out, but I'm a winner. I like to win. I want to make correct predictions. If you don't pick Skip, you're wrong. Skip is going to win this final. And it's like, I know I said this for Shy Guy. It's not even close. When Skip needs to win, Skip is going to win. I know he had a rough day at regionals. Okay? That happens. It's not going to happen twice in a row. Lightning does not strike the same person twice. It does, but like, who cares about them? It's going to happen. Skip is going to take this. He's going to top the lobby. He's going to top every single lobby. He will not go bot 4 a single time. And he's going to win. It's not even going to be close.
I can see that. And I think it can very certainly happen. And if that happens, it's pretty hard to lose.
Sure.
For my pick, though, I think it's finally time for Norris to shine. I think Norris is going to take it. I think it's going to be tough because I think his actual kryptonite is long, extended like periods of playing. And I'm going to stick with my gun from the last pick, or like talking from last week, or talking about the week before with playoffs week 2. You know what? I think they might have solved a couple of their tilt issues. We'll have to see. It's a 6-game series. What happened the last set or the set before, I believe, was like they like went like second, and then they went like 8th and just tilted off the face of the earth and just lost and got like 3rd or 4th. So I think that's going to be my.
Yeah, I mean, it's Norris is like right now he's in peak form, right? Popping off.
Right.
Doesn't matter what happened last week. Doesn't matter what happened 2 weeks ago. It doesn't matter. Right now, he's playing at the top of his game. He's looking really good. So I really can't argue that. I mean, because like it doesn't matter what happened a week ago. He's in the finals. He needs one good day. I can see it. He's again peak form. If you can just not like Sacred Norris's biggest enemy is himself. Right? I agree. He is the one that's going to beat him. If he wins, it's because he controlled the entire game. If he loses, I think he beat himself. Or Scipius just pounded him into the ground. One of the two happens. And yeah, I can see it.
I think if there's going to be one way, and so let me know in chat if you think that this is going to be influencing a tournament. But I think what I should do is go and tell him I refuse to allow you to play any of these games without chat muted. That's it. If he plays with chat muted, I think he can do it.
I mean, you can just tell him now. Just play chat muted. Mute the chat and go win the tournament.
Turn off your chat. You can't talk. You cannot type in games.
That's right.
Boom.
But yeah, don't go DM him that. But he's in chat, aren't you?
No, I don't think he. Oh, he had been earlier.
Yeah, I think he's in chat. If you're listening, mute chat. Don't type. Go win the tournament. Get out of the chat. Stay in this chat.
Yeah,
but get out of that chat. Get out of that chat and go win. We all know you're a freaking great player.
Oh, that's true. Scipius says you cannot mute my little legend running over on your side and dancing on your item. That's true. So
he's just gonna be over there with a mole diver, just digging away,
digging the grave.
It's gonna be 7 mole divers on Sacred Norris's board, just digging away at him. He's gonna unmute, just blow up, just explode. He's like, I can't take this. You're all garbage. No, please don't do that. Leave Sacred Norris alone. Leave him alone.
It's all in good fun. But if Pixie you do that, that's not good fun.
Oh, no. No, but really, I don't know why we didn't do that to Crazy Pete.
Oh, true.
Small timer Crazy Pete's board. If you find Crazy Pete in solo queue, I hope you have Moldiver on, because you gonna tilt him. Love you, Pete. Yeah.
Pete's in chat. What the?
But no, Pete, didn't you hear my last sentence? Love you, man. You're doing great. Love Moldiver. Wait, Lawrence, did you see the tangent? But did you see I 3-starred a Moldiver the other day when I learned about this?
Yep, time to toss it in anytime we're in in-house.
Yes, I run Moldiver now. I strictly run Moldiver now. Just because I love Pete, so strictly running Moldiver. Anyways, Dark Horse, you want to go or you want me to go?
You go ahead.
All right, Dark Horse, and thankfully I'm probably going to be on the broadcast, so I can just change this. For anybody who didn't listen to the podcast, I'll just change it on broadcast, so that I get 2. You're stuck in the help desk, so you get 1. So I think my Dark Horse, because I like pain, is going to be Keynes. I'm going to pick Keynes, our North American representative. I also live in North America, and go NA. So big Cloud9 fan over here as well. Didn't work out for me, but go North America.
How far he's fallen that he's the Dark Horse.
He's the Dark Horse.
He said you suck.
I feel like I insulted Keynes with giving him the Dark Horse.
He's like, what? He's like, he would rather not be
flipping his desk. You gotta be kidding me.
You'd rather not be mentioned at all.
Just don't talk about me if I'm gonna be the Dark Horse. But yeah, anyway, I don't need to say any more about it. Keynes is great. Arrow is probably gonna be my second Dark Horse on the out there, but forget about him. Current Dark Horse is Keynes.
If you think that's spicy though, so for mine, this might be coming a little bit out of left field, but just because they're at the bottom here does not mean that they're going to go last. I think Dr. Vitus is going to actually pull it out. They've been in I've seen them for this entire year, and they're almost always just showing up in our leagues. And I think that again, it's going to be 6 games. Whoever shows up is going to take it, and I think this will be the day. I don't have too much to go off of, but they're always consistent, and sometimes that's all you need. So that's where my pick comes from. Did it freeze?
No, we're good.
Oh,
you
crap.
Freeze?
Oh, I did freeze, yeah. I don't know what happened there.
I don't know what happened. Anyways, Dr. Dark Horse over here is a solid pick. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's there's not too much else special about it. It's just that's what it sometimes comes down to with Dark Horses. It's what do you think's gonna be that little extra wrench that gets thrown in? Just like Keynes, he kind of sucks, but you just pick him anyway. Feel good, right?
Why is the podcast just roast Keynes? It's just, hey, what can we do to roast Keynes today? I feel like we sat in a meeting for half an hour beforehand. We're all right, what do you got? Keynes roast.
We can get at least 8 in today.
We can do it. All right. I'm gonna have a whiteboard in the background, just tally. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's another roast for Keynes. Tally it. Okay. We'll get a Keynes roast counter going on. If anybody wants to edit the podcast and get a Keynes roast counter going, just let me know. Anyways, yeah, you want to talk any more about this? You want to kind of slide out and move on into... Are we at Aegis Awards already?
I think we already are.
Holy jeez. All right, let's transition out of this. Aegis Awards. The one, the only Aegis Awards. So we're going to go high, low, and favorite streamer of the week. And guys, before we do this, remember, if you guys have any questions, please type them in chat. We'll talk about them afterwards. This was going to be a shorter episode today. We are at 1 hour and 21 minutes.
We thought.
So it's going to be a long episode today. We're no guest. We're going to be short. It's going to be good. We're going to get out of here quickly. Everybody's
You got
gonna go
me
to bed
talking about-
early. No.
You got me. Yeah, you got me talking about structures. Of
You're
who to
sitting there. We're talking about players,
Blah,
and you're
blah, blah,
like,
blah,
"Well, let's go
blah,
back
blah,
to
blah.
format." Let me tell.
Actually,
Actually,
yeah.
Aegis Awards.
Mm-hmm.
So Aegis Awards are high, low, and low roll of the week. We both have one, and then our favorite streamer of the week. Lorence, what's your high roll of the week, man?
My high roll of the week was Firo for our invitational. They had actually made it to semis, and we're like, crap. I did not make it for the NA qualifier one. Time to come back the literal next day within 24 hours, right after playing all the way until semis. And they played in the EU qualifier one and won it. That is a high roll, and they're
That's
making
nuts.
it all the way to that $1,000 Aegis invitation. So big pog. That's my high roll of the week.
So my high roll of the week is actually just getting. So as you guys know, we really try hard to get these broadcasts to work. It's been tough. We really want to make this happen for you guys. And so my high roll of the week is kind of like a touchy-feely one, actually getting to, have a broadcast for the ACL. I love being able to get them, last week and, now this week. Absolutely love it. So for me, that's the high roll of the week. It really does take a lot of teamwork and effort to actually get these things going. Behind the scenes, we're working hard to put it together, make sure that we can actually have a broadcast that we feel good about, we feel comfortable with, and we can put forward to you guys. With Lorence making the scenes, getting stuff together on OBS, like the casters coming through, working hard throughout the week, looking, through the spreadsheets to know about the players, to know about everything. It takes a lot of effort, and I really, really appreciate that we're able to make it happen. So that's like my huge high roll of the week. Hype that it happened. And we're going to be working hard to make sure we get both the ACL and AML broadcasts to you guys for next set. So, obviously we know we're not perfect, but, happy with the product we're able to give out to you guys. So just hype that we were able to do that. Yeah.
Big agree.
Low roll. Lawrence, you got a low roll of the week.
I'm going to bring it right back to Invitational, and there's Medina, who is the number one on the list. So technically this isn't quite a low roll, but it kind of is if you make it all the way to finals twice within 24 hours and you don't win. They can probably sit on their laurels, maybe come participate in one more, and they'll probably still be just fine. But I would not want to play in that many games 2 days. So, oof. But some people like TFT that much. I do sometimes. Usually not, though.
So my low roll of the week, I knew this was going to be my low roll of the week, but I didn't know how many players I was actually going to be invested in to be the low roll. And it's a lot. It exceeded my list. And so I'm just going to blanket statement. The players who didn't make it to the finals, I watching them in the weeklies, watching their streams, watching, them hanging out in the Discord and just watching them through the ACL this entire split and AML this entire split. I'm gonna be honest, it sucks. It sucks watching them go home. And so that's I'm just big blanket statement. Everybody who's went home, it really it hits. I want these players to succeed. Even somebody obviously they made it through, but I'll use them. Skip and Arrow, I didn't get an opportunity to know them before joining Aegis. And so watching them in the, the biggest stage, I'm gushing over it. I'm like, come on! These are my Aegis boys! Let's go! Freaking out over here in my basement, in Aegis basement.
when you're watching their regionals, right? Is what you're
just watching their regionals. I'm like, let's go! Please make it, wearing my emotions on my sleeve, and it's the same thing when I'm watching these ACL and AML. Desperately wanted these players to move through, and not everybody can make it through, so that's gonna be my little role. Players who didn't make it, GG's to you guys. This was great competition this time around, so no shame. But man, I wish everybody could make it through. Can we just have a final lobby of 20?
Everyone gets play. Everyone gets their buy-in back.
Everyone gets the final lobby. We're actually bringing back in all of the players. It's final lobby of 56.
It's like the end of one of those shows where like they have all the contestants come back.
Yes,
we're gonna do that.
Final lobby of 56 players. Bring them in. We're doing one final lobby, AML, ACL, slapping it together. You get a partner. So ACL partner with AML partner. You guys are together. Good luck. And yeah, it's a not a double up tournament, but a duo tournament.
Let's go.
Pick your partner. Anyways, we got question and answers. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if we have any questions. Do we have any questions in the chat?
I don't think I saw very many.
I didn't see any. You guys failed this week.
I think I answered too many questions. I was way too explanatory, as that's a word, and everyone was like, "Oh, I don't need to ask anything. He already explained everything."
Wait, Rainbow out here. Oops. I missed the start. What anime was it this time? It was all anime. So we actually did like an anime list. Lawrence, do you still have that link?
Here, we can share the link real quick.
We talked about fast, yeah.
We talked about this.
We can quick go back. I'll just say my number one off the list. So we just picked our anime of the year. My anime of the year, without going into any details on it, because we'll slide on in to the next question or just end this podcast. Love is War was my number one. Lawrence, your number one.
My number one was. I said Spy Family. Sorry, I blanked out for half a second. Yeah, Spy Family. Probably won't try to explain it again because both of us said the exact same thing.
We're good.
So
yeah. Next one. And keep asking the questions. We'll just pull them up at kind of as we go. Just to end it. If you guys do have anything you want to ask. Since Cramsey isn't in ACL finals, can they be a great caster for AML? I don't know. Cramsey?
Can they?
I don't know. Cramsey, let me know. Great question out there.
But you would have a great time.
Wait, did you read Chunky's question?
Chunky.
I'll let you go with this one.
Lawrence steals my Olaf in the normal game we played. I steal Olaf's because I like Scalesworn a lot. And I'm still pissed that they went and changed it to have dragons in it, because that's kind of the whole point of Scalesworn. But whatever. Not so question, but Scalesworn. Go on.
To answer your question, gaming gears, no, they would probably be so bad. But I think it would be fun.
Big grip.
There you go. Hope that answered your question. VOD posted right away? No. VOD will not be posted right away. There's no possible way to do that.
Yep, it's literally impossible.
It takes hours. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm going to bed. I'm gonna straight up honest. I'm going to bed. I'm not uploading no podcast tonight. I'm going to bed.
He's meaning on Twitch. I can unpublish it right away.
Oh yeah. We're good. On YouTube? No.
Yeah. No. YouTube might be a little bit.
I gotta edit it, render it, upload it. This takes minimum 5 hours. Bare minimum is 5 hours of working time. No chance. Now that Faker's out of Worlds, does he get his auto buy into the TFT tournament? No. Faker, you're garbage. Spoiler alert, everybody out there. Faker, you can't even win the world championship. Why would I invite you into our tournament? No.
Heavens to Betsy, who would want that guy here?
No, get him out of here. Wait, why isn't me losing with Psalm 3 and the low roll of the week?
Oh, that actually is so true. Oh my gosh.
Kane's getting two-shot by a Graves. He's getting two-shot by a Graves 3. Holy. If you didn't see, did you clip that, right?
Yeah, I clipped him losing.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's terrible. Yeah, but since if you guys want to see Keens lose again and again and again on repeat, we'll drop that into Discord for you guys, just so everybody can enjoy Keens dying over and over and over and over again to Graves one-shotting him. So whoopsies.
Whoopsies.
Anyways, cool. We're at an hour 30. We should probably end it. Anything else you wanna?
No, I should go straight into the outro, and we'll have a small raid here at the end too.
Oh, sick. All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much for hanging out with us. What an amazing week we had. Anybody who was here from the ACL broadcast to now, thank you so much for being a part of this. You guys are amazing. Thank you for watching the podcast. Again, this podcast will be posted on YouTube shortly afterwards. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free to join us on Twitch. We'd love to have you guys over here. It's a fun time, and we just meme and hang out. If you do ever want to be on the show, feel free to DM Lorence. Don't DM. No, I'm just kidding. DM me. Yeah, feel free to DM me. I'd love to have you guys on. If you want to. We try to pick our guests to match kind of the segments that we want to do. So if we don't pick you, I'm sorry. We try to match it the best we can. And, things like this, we chose not to have a guest this time, just so we could have an opportunity to, open our hearts about the ACL and AML, in a little bit broader spectrum, if you will.
Right.
But thanks so much for hanging out, guys. We'll be live next Sunday. And even though the ACL, AML are ending after next Sunday, we will still have the podcast every single week on Sunday for you guys to enjoy. We'll have a little bit of, different conversations. We'll still talk about AML and ACL, but it might be leading a little bit more towards Set 8 and whatnot. So next week is not the last episode. Next week is just the start of some changes.
Don't stop.
Yeah, either way, we will see you guys next week. And thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being with us. And I think Lorence is sending us out with a raid. I don't know. But anyways, we'll see you guys next week. You guys have a wonderful
We're gonna try
Peace out,
raid
everybody.
Indy out.